Hey guys!
Hey guys!
Today we're talking about a super fun topic, Roth IRAs.
I mean, I don't know that it's actually fun, but we'll just call it fun for ha-has.
Yeah. But anyway, we're going to make it fun. So we're going to kind of break down what that is and then best way to use it and what it can do for you. So, you ready?
Ready, set, live for me.
Alright, let's get to it. So, do you know what a Roth IRA is?
Not really, no.
Okay. So, literally what it means is an individualized retirement account, IRA. So essentially, in the overview is a Roth IRA is basically something that you use during your working years to save up for retirement. Retirement being in the 60 to 65 range. So you work in your 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, and then ideally you have enough money saved so that you can retire and you never have to work again if you don't have to.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, so that's kind of the goal with retirement saving. And a Roth IRA helps you do that in many ways, which we're going to break down in a second. But it's honestly one of the most important things that you can do probably to build your wealth for retirement. And if you do it right, it's an almost guarantee that you will be a millionaire by the end of your Roth IRA saving.
So you hear that? You better be listening because I want to hear this.
Yeah. So let's break it down. So essentially what a Roth IRA is an account in which you can put up to $500 a month or max of $6,000 a year into, and then when you turn 59 and a half, you can pull out all that money tax-free. So essentially what that means is that when you put the money in, it's already being taxed when you put it in. It's called pre-tax. And then when you take it out at the end, once you turn 60, you get all that money, and what you have in your account is what you get back. So you don't have to pay any taxes or anything. You've already paid your taxes, so you don't have to pay taxes when you take it out. However, if you do it before 59 and a half, then you do pay taxes on it, and sometimes it can be pretty substantial. So you don't want to touch it before you are 60 years old because you're going to have a heavy tax hit. It's going to be probably thousands of dollars. So yeah, so you essentially, like, let's use us as an example. So if we started now and we put $6,000 in, let's say, then in 40 years, we will have invested roughly about $240,000 by the time we hit retirement age.
Okay.
And at an 8% rate, I believe that $240,000 would turn into $1 million. And at a 10% rate, that would be about $3 million or so. And yeah, so your rate of return is going to depend a lot on what you get at the end. But even in the worst case scenario, let's say the market does really bad, only averages 5%, which is never done before in a 40-year period, but let's just say it will. So 5%, you put in your $240,000 at the end, in 40 years, you're going to have $750,000.
Hey, I can still deal with
So your
that.
money tripled, and all you did was put $6,000 into the account every year for 40 years. So, brings me to my first point with the Roth IRA. If you are young, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you start early. The earlier you start, the better, because of compound interest. Every year at the end of that 40 years, you're getting a ton of money compared to the first 10 years. The first 10 years is going up a little bit, not that much. But every year towards that end period that you can wait to take it out, it's just that thing's gonna grow substantially. So if you're young, definitely if you're in your 20s, you have to get a Roth IRA. Put in $500 a month and in your investments after you do your saving that we talk about a lot, and pay for your expenses. Put in $500 into a Roth IRA and do that for 12 months, and you got $6,000. So you max that out.
Wow.
So if you do that for 40 years, again, you will most likely, the odds are in your favor that you will be a millionaire by the time you retire.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
But you have to start early. So the good news is, even if you aren't in your 20s, let's say you're in your 40s, you can still get a ton of value out of a Roth IRA. You may not get to that $1 billion mark, but you can definitely get a good return on your investment. So let's say you only invest for 20 years, so that instead of that $240,000 that you would have built up over 40 years, let's say you only put in 120 over a 20-year period, which is half of that first scenario we gave you, then you can still grow that to $500,000 or even more. So you definitely can get a lot of value out of it, and hopefully along those 20 years you can save and invest in other areas so that you can get that other $500,000 so you can retire a millionaire. Even if you start in your 40s, you can absolutely do it. You just have to be a little bit smarter and work a little bit more and be a little more diligent, but definitely doable. So yeah, those are a couple tips, and then I just wanted to break down like exactly what I do and what Eliza does with our Roth IRAs, because what some people don't tell you with Roth IRAs is that you don't just like throw it in there and then it grows. Like you have to actually put it into an index, or you can even put it into a stock if you want. So it's an account. So you can put the money in there, but it's not going to do anything until you invest it in something specifically. So what I mean by that is from absolutely like from the top, you have your $6,000, let's say, and you want to put it in to your Roth IRA, but you don't have a Roth IRA yet. So you can either go to like Vanguard is a good IRA company. You have Fidelity. You have plenty of other options. If you just Google it, you can find some good ones. Make sure that they have good ratings and are very well known. You know, I would be careful with some of the fly-by-night ones.
Yes, be vigilant about your money.
Yeah. So just go to one of the big ones. That'd be fine. So you have your $6,000. You go in there. You follow the steps. You open the account. Okay, now your account is open. Then you can do what's called contribute to IRA. Then you put the $6,000 in there from whatever account. Now your $6,000 is in the account, so now you have to invest it in something. Mm-hmm. So what we do and what I recommend for me, and again this is just my opinion, is I like to put them in indexes, so that just tracks the overall market. So the Vanguard ones are like VTI or VOO. Those are total market indexes, which means that you own a very, very small piece of every company in either the S&P 500 or all of the companies in the stock market. So we've talked about that a little more in other videos. If you want to learn more about indexing, we talk about that more in depth. I'll just kind of just touch on it. So yeah, you put the money, you have the $6,000, you put it in an index or two. You can do 2 or 3 or whatever, just to diversify a little bit. And then after that, you just wait. That's all it is. And then you just wait till the next year, put another $6,000 into the same thing, an index or a stock, individual stock if you want. Individual stock's just going to be a little more risky. But every year you just put that in over time. 40 years later, if the market goes 8%, that means you'll have most likely over $1 million if you did it over 40 years. Woo! And 10%, you could have $3 million or more. So yeah, really, literally all it is once you get started is putting the money in, putting it in whatever investment tool that you want to put them in, or investment vehicle, whether it be indexes or individual stocks. Put them in there and then just watch it grow over time.
Yeah, it's super simple. Yeah. You know, yes, all the people on Wall Street do it, but doesn't mean the regular people like us can't do it.
That's right. It's very simple. It just takes patience.
Yes.
The best things in life are always simple, but they're hard to do every day.
Yes. Plus, it also takes research. You got to know what you're doing.
Yeah. And it's not gonna take you forever to figure it out. You'll figure it out pretty quick. But if you do, it could literally change your life, and it will change your future self. Your life, your future selves' lives. It's a weird.
Now you can't talk.
It's a weird thing. But what do you know? You know what I meant. But yeah. And then one quick thing to note is that you can't take out any of your profit from that IRA before you turn 60 or 59 and a half without being penalized or taxed on that. But you can take out whatever you've invested into it. Mm-hmm. So if you put in $100,000 over a several year period, you can always take that out. You just can't take anything over that. So if you put in $6,000, you can take out $6,000. Obviously, as long as there is $6,000 in there. If the market goes way down and goes down to $5,000, then you can only take out $5,000. But you can always take out what you put in. You just can't take anything over without being penalized. So yeah, it's very simple. And yeah, if you have any questions, just let us know. We're always here to help. Leave a comment, like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And we'll have some more good videos coming up. So yeah. Go get that Roth IRA.
Yes, go get it.
All right, see you guys next time.
Bye.
It's gonna be like 8 minutes of just you laughing.
Okay, shut up now. Ooh, okay, no laughing, no laughing, no laughing. Okay. I'm sorry. Okay, for a little second. Okay.